Good morning, everyone. Oh, pardon me? Good morning, everyone. Oh, yes. It's such a joy to look out there and see all your happy faces in anticipation of seeing the loved one or your friends pass by the stage today. We'll begin our gathering in a good way this morning by acknowledging with gratitude that we are here on the lands of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples, whom we now know today as the Songhees and Esquimalt nations. We do this as a small sign of reconciliation. My name is Roberta Mason, and I am Vice Provost, Student and Academic Services here at Royal Roads University, and I have the privilege of guiding you through today's ceremony. It is, however, your ceremony, right? Please take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to celebrate the person you're here to see across this stage today. We hope that you embrace this joy and have a good time with us, amongst all the pomp and circumstance. It's my privilege, of course, to extend a very warm welcome to you all. Today is our 55th convocation at Royal Roads University, and we are so very pleased that you're able to join us. A few housekeeping notes before we get started. As part of our initiative to make our ceremonies more environmentally friendly, you'll see the QR codes are available for a program. We don't provide you with the print program, as you've probably figured out by now. You can view that by the QR code now, or certainly anytime later on the website. Second, in just a few minutes, I'm going to ask you to stand, please, for the graduates and the academic platform party as they come in. Meanwhile, here's the requisite, normal, usual reminder to please turn off any devices that might beep or make a noise or do something funny during the ceremony. And we'll get started very shortly. They're all just lining up. All right, here we go. Would you please rise as you are comfortable and able? And we will hear the sounds of the celebration song by Lekwungen neighbor Bradley Dick. I draw your attention to the video screens now, where we will have a welcome to these traditional lands of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples by Lekwungen elder Huelipton Clarence Butch Dick.
MCA Asayu Huelipton, Chiles and Lekwungen. Asiam Nushjelicha, Asiam Nushwalqua, Haishqua Quansana, Techel Lekwungen Tanuk, Haishkasiam Nequilia. Good morning, my friends and family. My English name is Butch Dick, and my First Nation name is Huelipton, and I come from the Songhees Nation. It's my great honor once again to be here at Royal Roads during Convocation. It's always a very exciting time, and I know that I can always feel the vibrations in the room and how excited and happy everyone is. Through my education life, I've been to many convocations and graduations. In particular, when I was a teacher, I watched young children leave early childhood education into kindergarten, from kindergarten to elementary, elementary to middle school, and middle school to high school. What we never outgrow is the fact that we acknowledge accomplishment always, no matter how old you are, how young you are. Accomplishment is so essential to our lives as people. And your accomplishment should be recognized. And we thank you for what you've done and what you've accomplished to this day. And also to thank the Royal Roads University and the faculty and admin and the staff at Royal Roads. We always lift up our hands to you. On behalf of myself, my wife, and my family, we congratulate each and every one of you. Congratulations. Haishkasiam.
And now, if you would please stand again as you are comfortable and able for the singing of O Canada, led by Aidan Holt of the Victoria Conservatory of Music.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us commend. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land, glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Aidan. Please be seated. It is now my honor to introduce President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Philip Steenkamp.
Thank you, Dr. Mason. And just a huge good morning and warm welcome to all of you to this beautiful Royal Roads University campus. Mr. Chancellor, honored guests, faculty, staff, proud families, and of course, our amazing graduates. To all of you, my heartfelt congratulations. Graduates, when you walk onto the stage in a few minutes, you will be joining an amazing community of Royal Roads graduates and alumni, over 35,000 around the world. And I'm so proud to welcome all of you. Graduates, I'm sure, as you are fully aware, our programs are not easy ones. They require persistence and commitment. They demand your very best work and more than a few late nights. You're here today because you rose to that challenge, and often you actually let that challenge fuel you. And many of you discovered capabilities you didn't know you had. Our vision here at Royal Roads University is inspiring people with the courage to transform the world. And it takes courage to come here in the first place. And it takes courage to take on change making, to see something in your community or your country or your world that could be better, and to say, I'm going to make that my job. It takes courage to take on a challenge, and it takes even more to see that challenge through. And that's especially true when the challenge is a tough one, when you see more failures and false starts than successes and steps forward. It's a very particular kind of courage, the kind that comes from knowing that the job before you is hard and that it's important, and that you are all equal to it. That kind of courage builds resilience, and resilience is where courage meets capacity. So I do hope your time here has helped you gain the skills, knowledge, and strength to persevere, because it's really clear you're going to need it. We all will. Our political and civic culture is increasingly marked by polarization, intolerance, the search for scapegoats, and an embrace of conspiracies and pseudoscience. And too many people, unsettled and exhausted by the change and turmoil of the past years, we think of the pandemic, the cost of living crisis, the climate disasters, political upheaval, and wars. Too many people are turning inward and accepting simple and simplistic answers and embracing the demagogues behind them. And I don't say any of this to depress you or to sensationalize. I say it because we all need to recognize what we're facing, because we all need to understand that change-making is a long game endeavor. So I urge you not to turn inward, but rather to engage with the world. Instead of embracing the easy answers, take on the toughest issues. That, graduates, is courage and resilience in action. I'm asking you today to build that resilience in others, in the communities you live and work in the institutions you serve, and of course, in each other. So graduates, change makers, on behalf of our entire Royal Roads University community, our heartfelt congratulations. It is now my pleasure to invite Chancellor Nelson Chan to the podium for his remarks. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to see everyone and people of all ages and to hear the little voices. I have 3 kids of my own at home, so I promise I'll be as quick as possible and not drag this out too long. President Steenkamp, honored guests, Royal Roads University faculty, staff, and of course, all of the family, friends, and especially our graduates. This is one of the happiest occasions of the year, celebrating the achievements of our brand new graduates. So much, in fact, I like to commemorate this with a bit of a... It's too late, I'm already up here, they can't stop me now. There's absolutely so much to celebrate. Your hard work, the knowledge and insights you've gained, and the bonds and friendships you've made. And one more thing that's worth celebrating, and that is that you are ready to take on the work of change-making. At a time when many are disengaging and turning away from the complex challenges of the world, I trust that you will not. You are prepared not only to accept, but to embrace and face these challenges head-on. And that should give hope to all of us here today. President Steenkamp spoke about resilience and how we might build it in the midst of chaos. And I won't deny that it's difficult, but it's certainly not impossible. not if you know what resilience means and how to build it. A common misunderstanding is to think of resilience as a character trait, a virtue. But that thinking fails to see resilience as something much bigger, something that is built intentionally. So graduates, in asking you to continue to intentionally build resilience, I'll offer you 3 words. The first is connection, human connection. Much of the chaos we see right now has been engineered through the steady compartmentalization of people, thoughts, and ideas, grouping and disconnecting us. We must find ways to connect despite differences in opinions, thought, and ideas from all perspectives. Discussion and debate, even arguments, can have vastly different outcomes when we put aside the need to win and focus instead on understanding and connecting other points of view. Just ask my wife, that happens all the time. This leads to my second word, community. Community creates infrastructure, some of it physical, some of it social and cultural. The physical can provide venues where we come together and make shared decisions. Our social and cultural infrastructure gives us common values and shared norms. And at its heart, community is a group of people vested in each other's well-being. Which leads me to my last word, compassion. Compassion for each other, compassion for ourselves. Many of the most chaotic forces out there treat compassion as a character defect, a weakness. But if you buy into toughness as the only measure of success, you're supporting the fragile notion of resilience. Because sooner or later, it's you that is vulnerable. In a world facing existential threats, caring for each other, seeing how my well-being is directly connected to your well-being, recognizing that we succeed together. That's not a weakness, that's compassion, that's insight, and that's wisdom. And that's the foundation in which change-making is built. So graduates, I ask you to lead from the heart, to build resilience through connection, community, and compassion. Find common ground. Find the places we can move forward together. Help us all rediscover the best in ourselves and within each other, no matter what age. The courage to change the world isn't easy, but graduates, please know that I, your friends, your family, all of your supporters, we all see courage in every one of you. Please accept my very best wishes and a well-deserved congratulations.
Listening to Chancellor Chan speak about connection, community, and compassion makes me think about your Royal Roads University learning experiences. And also it was difficult but not impossible, or you wouldn't be here right now. And so here we are taking up the challenge that Dr. Steenkamp provides for us to go out and change the world, and here you are ready for it. It's now my distinct honor to introduce, again, our president, Philip Steenkamp, to confer the Honorary Doctor of Laws degree. He will present the Honorary Doctorate candidate, Honorary Degree candidate, Anthony von Mandl.
This is a great honor. A toast and a citation share a common purpose: to give the honoree our communal cheer and esteem. While a toast brings together family and friends in celebration, a citation extends this tradition to the academic stage, where we commemorate legacy and excellence. In both, we find a shared reverence for a life of extraordinary achievement. And there is good reason to draw this parallel. Today, I am so honored to stand and offer this citation as a toast to a man who has both literally and figuratively lifted our spirits and filled our cups. Also known as the wine laureate and the god of the grape, Anthony von Mandl, has cultivated British Columbia's landscape, and not only in the vineyards he has nurtured, but also the thriving BC wine and beverage industry he helped build. His own business grew over time from a one-person operation into the world-renowned Mark Antony Group, all while championing sustainable practices. Anthony was born in Vancouver, the son of an Austrian father and Czech mother who fled from the Nazis in a desperate effort to relocate to Canada. They made their transatlantic crossing on the last passenger vessel to depart from Saint-Nazaire for Ellis Island in May of 1940. And much of Anthony's success he attributes to the sacrifices his parents made to give him a safe childhood filled with education, art, culture, music, and cuisine. Anthony's first job at 7 years old was a fitting prelude to his future career, collecting bottles. He later took jobs in the service and labor industries before earning his degree in economics at the University of British Columbia at the age of 22. With no money and no experience, he founded the first wine merchant business in Canada out of a 10 by 10 square foot office in the back of a theater. The path was tough. For years he scraped by, unable to find investors. However, he had a vision to cultivate world-class wines in the Okanagan Valley. At a time when few believed BC wines could rival those of Europe or California, Anthony persisted. He got his first break selling wines to Canadian Airlines. He patiently built his boutique wine agency across Vancouver, Calgary, and Toronto. Then, risking it all, he put a down payment on a rundown winery in a stunning location overlooking the valley and named it Mission Hill. Hit with a recession 1 year later, he innovated once again out of necessity, creating the Okanagan Cider Company and later the world's first flavored ciders. These creations, based on the valley's rich fruit, would inspire worldwide cider trends and lead to breakthrough brands, some of you might recognize these, like Mike's Hard Lemonade and White Claw Hard Seltzer. What started as a way to finance his winery would go on to completely transform the global beverage landscape. Anthony's 8 iconic British Columbia wineries now stand as a testament to his vision to place the Okanagan Valley on the map among the world's very best. The area has become a top destination for wine tourism. Prestigious awards have poured in for his vineyards, including World's Best Chardonnay, Best Pinot Noir in the world, and the first ever perfect 100-point score for a table wine, which he has repeated for the past 6 years. Even now, having catalyzed the advancement of winemaking, agriculture, tourism, and economic development in the Okanagan, and with beverages that are enjoyed around the world, his drive to innovate and reimagine remains as vibrant and as strong as it was at the beginning. And from his perspective, it has only just begun. Anthony, despite your tremendous success, you remain so grounded. Your move to transition all your wineries to be completely organic garnered international attention and set a high standard in sustainable winemaking. Your decision to root business development in land stewardship is rare. Through your role as chair of the Anthony von Mandl Family Foundation, you generously support the arts, health initiatives, environmental conservation, and vulnerable communities. And it is no wonder that you have been appointed the highest honors of merit in 2 countries, Canada's Office of the Order of Canada and France's Legion of Honor. At a time when it is increasingly easy to lose sight of what matters in the competitive and sometimes ruthless world of business, you have always held true to your values. At Royal Roads, we teach students that profit need not come before social and ecological wealth, and your life's work stands as a shining example of what is possible and what boldly different business can achieve. How fitting that you also have a spirit portfolio. Beyond the whiskey, it's your entrepreneurial spirit infused with vision and integrity that we celebrate today. Anthony von Mandl, for your extraordinary impact on the BC winemaking industry and for your inspiring commitment to sustainable entrepreneurship, Royal Roads awards you the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Cheers to you.
Anthony von Mandl, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Royal Roads University Act, and in accordance with the recommendation of the Board of Governors for Royal Roads University, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and honors here and elsewhere thereto appertaining. Dr. Anthony von Mandl will now be hooded by Dr. Veronica Thompson, Vice President Academic and Provost. Last night we had an informal celebratory dinner, and I had the opportunity to spend some time with Anthony, and I shared with him that his beverages were actually instrumental in meeting my wife. So with that, it's my absolute pleasure to call upon Dr. Anthony von Mandl, matchmaker, to address the convocation. Dr. Mandl, please. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Thank you, President Steenkamp, who has actually done an incredible job delivering my remarks today, better than I will be able to. And I cannot begin to tell you how surprised and honored I was to receive your call advising me of this prestigious honor. My sincerest gratitude to Royal Roads University, and in particular, Chancellor Nelson Chan, the Board of Governors, and importantly, the students. Today is all about our graduates and their family and friends who've supported them on their journey. What a significant day and personal milestone for each of you. You have worked hard to overcome numerous challenges to get to this day, and my heartfelt congratulations to every one of you. I still recall the day when I graduated. I didn't have a dime to my name, but what I did have were student loans and important lessons I'd learned from my parents. My degree, and importantly, I had a dream. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. What can happen when you find your purpose and with grit and relentless determination pursue something you passionately believe in? Now, I believe dreams can come true. Dreams, your vision can be realized, and that every graduate here today has the ability to accomplish things far beyond your wildest expectations. Why? Because that's exactly what happened to me. Following my graduation, after spending time in Europe learning about the wine trade, I returned home to start up, as you heard, Canada's first wine merchant, Mark Anthony Wine Merchants, at the age of 22, out of that 10 by 10 square office in the back of the Queen Elizabeth Theatre, because it had the cheapest rent in Vancouver, $29.95 a month for 100 square feet. I made my sales calls to the only potential customers at that time, the government liquor boards across Canada. Not surprisingly, They shut the door on me, a 22-year-old, refusing to give me any listings in their stores. And of course, no winery owner anywhere in the world is prepared to give their Canadian import rights to a 22-year-old kid for products already on the shelves. So even though the wines I'd found in Europe myself were of higher quality and lower prices, and I was successfully going door to door selling to private clubs in Victoria and Vancouver who were allowed, they were the only ones allowed to import wines through the board themselves that weren't listed. Restaurants couldn't at that time. And they loved my wines. It was nowhere near the support for my startup business I need, and basically I was a failure before I even got out the front door. But I did not give up, and with the relentless persistence, their curiosity of how I could get around the liquor boards paid off. And I learned there were 3 major potential customers that didn't have to buy what was listed in the government liquor stores. And they were the then 3 international Canadian flagged airlines. What they were after was pretty straightforward: better tasting, value European wines, which is exactly what I'd sourced. But to make it more interesting for them, I went further. I proposed to make exclusive blends and design custom labels that no one else in the world would have. It wasn't easy to gain their trust at that age, but I over-delivered in every way I could think of. Now, I must admit that offering to train their flight attendants on wine service wasn't the most difficult part of my assignment. But no other supplier had ever offered to do that. At last, I was in business. That said, there were months I didn't pay myself. I skipped quite a few meals in the first 6 years, and once was even arrears paying my rent for 3 months, which still bothers me today. But I never missed a paycheck for employees and always paid my bills. Then when things started looking up, and I just thought things were clear, I had the rug pulled out from under me by major Canadian distillers who basically controlled the import wine business in Canada at the time. They approached my suppliers, convincing them that their large sales forces of 100, 200 people would do a better job than my team of 3 at the time. And without a cent of compensation, I lost several key suppliers I had painstakingly built from the ground up in Canada, and whose sales were growing exponentially. My very success had lost me the business. I did learn that lesson from that lesson, and throughout it all, never gave up. By the age of 31, we had built the most successful Canadian wine merchant, and were like a hot advertising agency. Amazing new suppliers were leaving big distillers and coming to us. To many on the outside, we'd really made it. But I had a much larger and much more audacious dream: to establish one of the world's 10 most recognized wineries, and to do this in an unknown region, the Okanagan Valley in Canada, a country not even thought of as a wine producer at that time. Now, there were more than just a few obstacles to overcome, starting with the fact that no one believed and shared my outrageous dream or was prepared to invest. If this was going to happen, my only option was to self-finance everything. Now, the Mark Anthony Wine Merchants business was really successful, but we had nowhere near the cash flow to finance a winery. I had to think of creative ways to build other new businesses that would produce the needed cash flow to finance my dream. I put everything I owned on the line, borrowed everything I could from banks to purchase of what was then one of only 5 Okanagan wineries teetering on bankruptcy, called Golden Valley, and I renamed it Mission Hill after its amazing hilltop location. Now, believe me, it looks nothing then. It looked nothing then like it looks today. A year later, 1982, the Canadian economy was in a deep recession, and we were paying 25% interest on our loans. And the Toronto-based banks essentially shut down lending in Western Canada, and it looked like the end yet again. To survive, we had to innovate, invent something new, something that had never been done before. The winery we bought produced a small amount of cider, which, by the way, was in my mind undrinkable. I brought in cider making expertise from Switzerland, where I'd gone to school as a boy, and created the Okanagan Cider Company. What was different is that we developed and sold the world's first ever flavored ciders using cherries, peaches, and other fruit instead of just apples. And in doing so, we tripled the size of the entire Canadian cider market. We ended up with, it kept Mission Hill alive despite paying the 25% interest rates to the bank. The early years were challenging and the obstacles at times seemed insurmountable. Now throughout, here's my learning I'd like to share with you. When you hit a roadblock, invent something new. Think different. Innovate. See all roadblocks as the opportunity to create new paths and outcomes as uncharted territories, and that's what we did time and time again. It took 13 long years until I knew my dream had legs. When in 1994, Mission Hill won the trophy for top Chardonnay worldwide at the most prestigious wine competition in London. In fact, this was the crucible moment for the Okanagan wine industry. Lightning had struck. Now, making exceptional wines was one important aspect of success, but I also believe that someone had to build a destination winery in the Okanagan, one that could attract wine and food enthusiasts from around the world to our valley. Visitors to Mission Hill, the new Mission Hill, would need to leave with a lasting memory they would never, ever forget in their lives. Well, it took over 5 years to build that new winery on top of the hill. And a good thing it did, because the true story is, as we started construction, I had no idea how we were going to pay for it. Yet again, we had to find a way to generate cash flow quickly, this time much, much more, to be able to finance this showcase winery that would put the Okanagan on the world stage. My vision was again hanging by a financial thread. We came up with something truly groundbreaking, an entirely new drinks innovation that I learned last night was a matchmaker as well, that turned out to be Mike's Hard Lemonade, which created an entire new beverage category in Canada, the spirits cooler category, and an entire new beverage category in America, which together with our other beverage categories we've created in the United States, our little Vancouver company, now make up 25% of the entire beer business in America. We created this American icon brand in Vancouver. And by the way, around 9 years ago, we sold the Mike's brand in Canada to be able to finance what would become an even bigger icon in America, White Claw Hard Seltzer. And more about that later. We took every dollar and invested it in the Mission Hill Winery and began to assemble the best vineyard sites in the valley. The new Mission Hill family estate, complete with a 12-story bell tower and underground cellars blasted into the volcanic rock, went into architectural magazines, publications the world over. It was finished in early 2001. And visitors streamed in our gates, first from British Columbia, then from Canada, then from America, and then from around the world. Today, there are probably close to 400 wineries in the Okanagan, and it's an almost $3 billion industry, an agritourism industry employing more than 15,000 people. But we're not there yet. We are nowhere near realizing the real potential of the valley. Now, a key driver of our success is to continuously raise the bar to drive towards perfection. So next we embarked on a project to pioneer the highest end $100 bottle plus. Yes, British Columbia wines, it would be $100, $200, $300 a bottle. Unthinkable. This time, elegant Burgundian-style Chardonnays, and created a small artisanal winery called Checkmate down in Oliver, not far from the US border. Now, you may have heard that Checkmate became the first ever Canadian wine to be awarded not one, but 5 years in a row we've been awarded perfect 100-point scores for our distinctive and very limited Chardonnay vintages. This is a watershed moment for the Okanagan and a first for any Canadian wine, but it wasn't enough. This is just always reaching more, always looking to the future. To truly secure the place for the Okanagan on the world wine stage, a perfect score Chardonnay was not enough. We also needed extremely high-level, sought-after red wines. For close to 20 years, we'd been working on the most challenging red wine to make. It's called the Heartbreak Grape, Pinot Noir. In the fall of 2013, the unexpected happened. Lightning struck again. Mission Hill won Best Pinot Noir in the World trophy in London for a wine named Martin's Lane after my late father, Martin, who sadly never had the opportunity to see the winery that now bears his name. After winning the top Pinot Noir trophy in London, because Pinot Noir is such an incredibly difficult and sensitive wine to make, it was time to build a winery just to produce Pinot Noir and Riesling. And we decided to build the most radical contemporary Pinot Noir winery in the world, a winery that would be carved into the hillside and actually had 6 levels. There's only one other winery in the world because it does not have a single pump. If you pump Pinot Noir, it immediately harms the wine. So everything is done by gravity down on 6 levels. And 2 years ago, we won the top prize in architecture from the American Institute of Architects for Martin's Lane. And our inaugural vintage, touchingly, was named after my mum. Fritzies was her nickname, and it won an unprecedented 97-point score. We had done it. And this just in, breaking news, our Mission Hill Family Estate 2020 vintage Bordeaux-style Oculus has just received a perfect 100-point score, the first time a Canadian red wine has ever scored a perfect 100. It all sounds perfect, doesn't it? Now comes the lesson. Now comes the learning. After 43 years of perseverance working on my dream in the Okanagan, everything was coming together, and my dream had become reality. But that's not the end of the story. On the 12th of January this year, 2024, something unexpectedly catastrophic happened. An Arctic front of unprecedented duration, 57 hours of cold, brought with it an average minimum temperature of minus 25.2 degrees centigrade across the valley. Primary vine buds can only survive temperatures below 18 degrees centigrade for 6 hours. We had 57 hours. Each additional hour did more and more damage to our vines. The long, crippling duration led to extensive vine death, and as a result, not only is there zero Okanagan harvest this year, but something we haven't announced anywhere else. We've had to pull out hundreds and hundreds of acres from our estates that we so carefully had been tending, each and every vine. 24 times a year we touch our vines for 25 years. And we had to tear these vineyards out this spring. As you can imagine, this was an incredibly emotional moment for our vineyard team and for me personally. As a result of the lack of fruit supply, every single barrel and every bottle of wine in our cellars is even more precious than ever. My instant reaction on receiving the phone call while on a business trip in Europe, advising me of the scale of this catastrophic event, was not to despair, but to immediately start planning our future, and as always, relentless determination to learn every single thing we could from this event. Nature was telling us we had to pivot in terms of what and where we plant. Now, as it takes 7 years after replanting to have mature grapes, you can imagine what this means and takes in terms of investment, belief, and commitment to the long term. We assembled experts from around the world, and we already have our plan in place for the long term, which is being executed with new plantings already in the ground. And each and every one of our vines, of our single vines in the vineyards that remained, have already been radically pruned in a completely different manner to ensure long-term vine health. It's a massive undertaking. Our team is now leading and indeed writing the next chapter for Okanagan Wines, the full scale, which I will personally never see. But my son, Anthony Sebastian, who's 16, who's here with us today, and future generations will. As I told our winery team 2 days ago, when it comes to our winemaking journey in the Okanagan, it has never been more true than it is today when I say, and you heard it before from the president, I say this a lot, we've only just begun. Now I mentioned, and you heard, that I started out without a dime, but with a dream. And that again and again, I had to find ways to build new businesses that could provide the cash flow to realize my vision for the Okanagan. That led us to Mike's Hard Lemonade, and 7 years ago, the creation and launch of what would be the newest, the biggest new alcoholic or non-alcoholic drink launched in the United States since the end of Prohibition. For decades here in Vancouver, we have created and further developed new flavors, sweetener, and beverage technology in our research labs. That all goes in, all go into our ready-to-drink beverages, nothing to do with the wine side. And we've developed patents and research and flavor technology no one else in the world has. We realized there was a major unmet need in America, a better-for-you beverage that only had 100 calories, had nothing artificial, was delicious and incredibly sessionable, lacked carbs and calories of beer. So we invented White Claw hard seltzer, and with it, an entirely new-to-world seltzer category. And by the way, of this massive seltzer category in America, where there are some 400 competing brands, we have a 65% market share. And during COVID, we invested $1.4 billion to build the 3 most advanced beverage facilities in the world, robotic facilities that are driven by quality, driven through innovation. And by the way, just so everybody realizes it, we did it faster than Elon Musk's speed. I'm very proud of that. And did it at the time when the entire world was shut down. Think 2020, where you were. We were building these massive robotic plants, going through unbelievable hurdles. Today, White Claw is going international, and White Claw is the #1 brand in every market we launched in. Now, I'm so proud that our Vancouver-based private company that competes with the largest drinks company in the world, even Coca-Cola, Pepsi are now competing with us. They've come into the market. We are, in fact, the world leader today in ready-to-drink. And I'm so proud that our president of our Dublin International Headquarters is from Victoria. And the person that runs our US operations out of Chicago is from Burnaby, British Columbia. Now, how great is that? And we're not finished yet. We're entering the non-alcoholic space. You can look for a unique 0% of White Claw here by spring, and it's based on our unique research and is, of course, all natural. And we've partnered up with international soccer legend Lionel Messi to create Mas Plus by Messi, a next generation hydration drink, which is unique. All natural, nothing artificial, virtually no calories, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, everything you need, and only 7 calories in a can. So Lionel Messi's and my purpose is to have a positive impact on people's health and wellness globally. And it's just entered the Canadian market. Now you may ask, how do all these learnings, my learnings, apply to you? I started out by saying that each one of you has the potential to achieve far more than you could ever imagine. Have a dream, believe in it, and believe in yourself. And then never let anyone take your dream from you. Guard it with your life, and never settle or compromise your integrity. Rest assured there will be mistakes and failures along the way, but always remember what looks like a failure at the time is actually learning. There is always a silver lining in something that went wrong. And most importantly, know it's truly not about just making money. It's about having a purpose, making a difference. Leave a legacy, something that will outlast you. So your life leaves a lasting impression and makes a positive impact on your community, on the world. That's far more fulfilling than just a bank account. And let me leave you with one last thought. A small, committed, and passionate team can change the world. We prove that in our industry. It only takes a dream realized to accomplish what others thought was impossible. There's nothing stopping you but yourself. Believe in your dream, believe in yourself, and believe in others. With grit, determination, and relentless perseverance, you can do it. This is your day. I wish you nothing but success and personal fulfillment in your future. And if I leave you with a single thought, know you can achieve far more than you ever dreamt of in your life. Go out there and make it happen. The very best for your futures, and thank you again to Royal Roads University for this incredible honor and the opportunity to address you today. Thank you, Mr. Prince. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Van Mandl. You know, it's easy to look at someone who has achieved as much success as you have and not appreciate the challenges of the journey. You truly shared with us that it is difficult, but not impossible. And thank you. Your passion is infectious and inspiring. Join me again in congratulating Dr. Anthony von Mandl. All right, here we go, folks. The part we've been waiting for some of that inspiration and all that good stuff for sure, but here comes your show. I am now honored to introduce Dr. Veronica Thompson, Vice President Academic and Provost, for the presentation of the graduates.
I was so inspired by Dr. von Mandl that I actually tried to scoop his seat for part of the ceremony. So I am honored to present the Lieutenant Governor's Medal for Inclusion, Democracy, and Reconciliation. This award recognizes one student who excelled in their studies and contributed to the life of their institution or community during post-secondary study, rewarding one or more of these activities: inclusion, democracy, and reconciliation. The recipient of the Lieutenant Governor's Medal for Inclusion, Democracy, and Reconciliation is Taejon Kim from the Bachelor of Arts in Justice Studies. So we're just going to have a brief pause because we have a Royal Roads University slideshow which celebrates all of our grads here. And so I'll just ask you to turn to the screen and celebrate you. Wonderful. So now I'm going to ask the graduates to please rise, if you're able, for a presentation to the Chancellor. Chancellor, I present to you this graduating class of Royal Roads University on whom you have conferred the degrees, certificates, and diplomas to which they are entitled.
Colleagues, we're almost there, I promise. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and on the recommendation of the Academic Council of the University, I have admitted each of you to the credential for which you are entitled. I have invested you with all the due rights, privileges, responsibilities thereto appertaining. May you always be mindful of the motto of this university, living or learning. Congratulations.
And please be seated. Chancellor and members of the Board of Governors, we will now present the graduates from their respective programs, and we also want to acknowledge those graduates who aren't with us today but watching from a distance. So I now like to ask Dr. Robert Middleman to present the graduates that we're celebrating today.
I am honored to present to you graduates from the Doctor of Business Administration. Enejo Benjamin Ame, whose dissertation on an assessment of supply chain resilience capabilities in Nigeria's downstream oil and gas sector is supervised by Dr. Hassan Wafai. Tasha Laura Ann Brooks, Her dissertation, An Exploration of First Nations Entrepreneurial Ecosystem, a multiple case study of Canadian First Nation entrepreneurial support organizations and their role in First Nations entrepreneurship, supervised by Dr. Bettina Schneider. I'll wait for Tash. Carly Mackenzie Nygaard-Peterson, Doctoral Entrance Award winner, BC Graduate Scholarship Award winner, and My Tax Accelerate recipient, for her dissertation, For the Fun of It, a culture theory study on how fun informs e-scooter experiences, supervised by Dr. Ingrid Kaiser-Mitchell. Naomi J. Parker, Doctoral Scholarship recipient, My Tax Accelerate recipient, and Founders Award winner, for her dissertation, Facilitating Multidisciplinary Team Functioning in Child and Youth Advocacy Centers Using Shared Mental Models, supervised by Dr. Kathy Scott. Dawn Louise Schooler, Doctor Entrance Award winner, Doctoral Scholarship, and Chancellor's Award winner, for her dissertation, Our Voices, Our Stories, the Role of Gender in Family Business Succession in Canada, supervised by Dr. Catherine Atmansky. I am honored to present to you now graduates from the Doctor of Social Sciences. Brenna Leanne Bond, Doctoral Scholarship recipient, for her dissertation, Qualitative Exploration of Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorder and the Creation of Informed Police Officer Training in Canada, supervised by Dr. Ken Christie. Justina Mang, for her dissertation, How Current and Proposed Environmental Governance Structures Can Contribute to Environmental Sustainability and Justice in Chemical Valley, supervisor, Dr. Ash Prasad. Catherine Ann Metler, Doctoral Scholarship recipient, for her dissertation, Examining Assumptions Within the Constructs of Vicarious Trauma and Secondary Traumatic Stress, Amplifying the Voices of Mental Health Professionals, supervisor, Dr. Bill DeRody. Jennifer Lynn Douglas, for her dissertation, Analyzing Student Readiness for Online Learning in Higher Education, supervisor, Dr. Simon Pulla. And Callum James Hughes, for his dissertation, Trauma-Informed Care, an Analysis of Narrative from Multiple Perspectives on Healing, supervisor, Dr. Simon Pulla. I am honored to present to you now graduates from the Master of Business Administration in Executive Management. Samantha Dawn Christensen. Diane Louise Cross. Diane Jillian Cunningham. Colin Douglas Fraser. Stephen James Douglas Huntley. Patrick Joseph Lord. Sharon Ann Marshall. Angela Marie Massey. Dale Randall Parker. Stephanie Ann Rennie, Founders Award winner. Tatiana Shantz. Jeffrey Walter St. Denis. Mark Andrew Stokes, recipient of the Ted Wilson Award for Lifelong Learning. Richard Dale Strebuck. Jonathan Paul Tremblay. I am now honored to present to you graduates from the Bachelor of Business Administration. Arian Bonavate. Gaurav Kamlesh Dotia. Arunima Rajesh Singh. And Devanshi Kalpesh Upadhyaya. I am now honored to present to you graduates from the Bachelor of Commerce in Entrepreneurial Management. Faith Alyssa Howard. Joshua Joseph Donald Bolak. Joshua David Brakefield. Brittany Leanne Dame. Evan Hinchelwood. Shelby Karpiak. Sigfredo Milano Martin. Nikolai Paladi. Maya Schumacher, Chancellor's Award recipient and President's Scholar Award. Ravleen Kar Suluja. Akashdeep Singh Sidhu. Tina Swanson. And Trang T. Tang Tran. I am honored to present to you graduates from the Master of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies. Oh. Lisa. Lisa Ann Korak. Caitlin Anna Irene Hart. Graham Russell Kelly. Caroline Ann Parnell. Samuel David Salvati. I am honored to present to you graduates from the Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies. Alicia Jocelyn Boyd, Alan Cahoon Global Advancement and Diversity Award, Chancellor's Award, Founders Award, and President's Scholar Award. Abir Moshin Al-Qadri. Taylor Ramsey Morton. Nicholas Marcel Raymond. I am now honored to present to you graduates from the Master of Arts in Disaster and Emergency Management. Jordan James Lazarski, President's Scholar Award. I am honored to present to you graduates from the Bachelor of Arts in Justice Studies. Nicole Isabella Albahouse. Julia May Alexander. Hannah Marie Anderson, President's Scholar Award winner. Brianne Victoria Ayers, Royal Roads University Entrance Award. Manveer Kaur Baines. Simi Bandel. Shauna Lee Campbell. Megan McLean Carver. Rosanna Kathleen Christensen. Daniel Darcy Emerson Colonel. Jess Rose Connolly, President's Scholar Award. Amelia Estefania Isabel de Mello. Adam Jonah Marshall Forbes, President's Scholar Award. Josie Vale Garrett. Amy Rose Greenwood, President's Scholar Award. Khalil Aiden Hume Ali, President's Scholar Award. And Taejo Kim, Lieutenant Governor's Medal for Inclusion, Democracy, and Reconciliation. Nurda Anwar Khan. Isabella Marianne Kiss, Chancellor's Award and President's Scholar Award. Hope Heather Dominique Lewis. Hannah Marie Mahone. Brian Joseph Martin, Founders Award. Carolina Esther Martinez. David Michael George Morrison. Sarah Christine Mundell. Stacy Atieno Odinthambo. Sunana Rall. Margaret Jane Seeger, Founders Award and President's Scholar Award. Hannah Gwyneth Steenkamp, President's Scholar Award. Sasha Lynn Stengard. Andrea Marie Trevor. Alan Peterman Waldman. Megan Johanna Wood, President's Scholar Award. I think that's it. Congratulations, everyone.
Wow, that was so exciting, and for me, very emotional to see my daughter cross the stage as well. But congratulations to all of you, and I see so many proud families up here as well, and friends. What an incredible time. So graduates, congratulations once again, and welcome to our amazing, amazing family of alumni. If I could ask everybody just to join me in a huge round of applause for our graduates. Thank you. And graduates, I know you didn't do this alone. I know your family and friends were there to support you. Our amazing faculty, associate faculty, and staff too. And so I hope you will join me in a round of applause for them as well. Thank you. So as of now, you join the network of Royal Roads graduates, faculty, and colleagues that spans the globe. In my remarks a short while ago, I talked about challenges. I know you have the courage to take on any challenge set before you, whether that's a personal goal or a local or even a global transformation. And Dr. Anthony von Mandl certainly talked about the challenges that he had faced in his career, and his message to all of us is just keep going. Know that you are prepared, and while we are glad that you loaned your resilience and courage to us for the time you were in your program, I'm heartened today to know that you will take that with you wherever you go. Take us with you wherever you go as well. Please keep this place in your hearts and minds, and when you feel called to return, we look forward to seeing you again. To all of you here today, on behalf of Royal Roads University, thank you so much for coming to celebrate this amazing moment. Thank you for all you've done to support these graduates and help bring them to this moment. I know you join me and the entire Royal Roads University community in wishing them every success. So thank you all for coming, and good morning. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This concludes this morning's convocation ceremony. It's my pleasure to introduce to you now Brother Rick Peter, who joins us from the Cowichan Nation, although he resides in the local Chianu Nation. And Brother Rick is going to drum the academic procession out. While that's happening, if our family and friends could stay seated as we exit the auditorium, that'd be terrific. Our graduates, we invite you to come over to the Sherman Gen building, where there will be the famous hat toss photo taken, and you'll have a chance to meet and mingle with friends and family there. Family and friends, you're welcome to come on over as soon as the graduates get a chance to head out of the building and join the celebration there. And then the photos of today's ceremony, the hat toss, and the photos that were taken during the ceremony will all be available on our website around the end of the month. Thank you again so very much for joining us. It has been our great privilege to share in your joy today.
Very proud of you, brothers and sisters. I cannot express just how proud I am to be a small part of your beautiful day. And our future is so bright and strong with all of your hard work that you put into today. I cannot express enough. The only way I can do this is by drumming and singing a song for all of you to head over to be able to whip that hat off and give it a toss. Congratulations, my brothers and sisters.